In today's age of technology, spanning the internet, social media and films, there has never been a greater opportunity than now for the individual to be heard. There has also never been a greater time to hear the individual, and getting a message out to an audience or being able to access someone else's stories and experiences has never been easier. The possibility of interaction through modern platforms has opened up huge avenues for better understanding of ordinary individuals, their experiences and their stories. This worldwide exposure also adds value through the ability to share, leading to greater understanding. Using the medium of film, the director Garth Davis has been able to shine a light on the tens of thousands of Indian children that go missing every year. Without having seen this film, the vast majority of people would have not otherwise been exposed to this issue. Director Garth Davis created the film Lion based on the autobiography of Saru Bieli, titled A Long Way Home. The audience is taken on a journey with Saru and immersed in his culture and the conditions of his childhood, and the moment he realizes he has been separated from his family. His sense of identity is questioned and challenged through his experience, and the audience gets to share in his identity struggles firsthand. Throughout the film, the director encourages empathy between the audience and the main character, Saru, through the use of various techniques. The scene where he wakes up on the bench alone creates an incredible sense of loneliness for the audience, a sense that many may have otherwise not experienced to such a degree. The scene highlights the fact that Saru is suddenly by himself against the world. The use of tracking wide shots make it feel like the audience is there with him, experiencing the same thing. The calls for his brother reinforce a sense of separation and mark the moment he realizes he's lost and alone. Another scene in the film that had a big impact was when Saru finally returned to his home in India as an adult after years of searching. The feeling of hopelessness Saru felt when he finally found his childhood home had been turned into a barn for a goat is conveyed through the use of close-ups and diegetic sound of him breathing heavily in frustration and anger at himself. The use of a handheld camera when he arrives back to the village and finally reunites with his mother allows the audience to walk the streets with him. Through the telling of this story on film, a worldwide audience is able to gain an insight into what made Saru an ordinary Indian boy who he was. Daniel Howell and Phil Lester, more commonly known by their online usernames Dan Is Not On Fire and Amazing Phil, are two British YouTube personalities and content creators who have an audience of almost 18 million subscribers and have accumulated over 1.8 billion views across 6 YouTube channels. Phil was a pioneer of the YouTube platform. He started uploading videos in March 2006 while still at the University of York, telling vaguely interesting stories about his life. Dan started making similar vlog-style videos in October of 2009, having been inspired by watching Phil's videos himself. Phil often recounts awkward childhood experiences so his audience can see how normal and awkward he was and still is. These formats include Why I Was a Weird Kid and Things I Thought Were True That Are Not True.
Some of the reasons why I was a weird kid.
Dan has continued a format from when he started creating videos titled Reasons Why Dan's a Fail. He describes his channel as
comedy videos sharing all of the worst moments of my life and worst aspects of my personality for people to laugh at so they briefly feel better about their pointless existences.
Dan's content is often more serious than Phil's, being more philosophical and edgy.
Hello internet. I'm having one of those quarter-life crises again.
Whereas Phil prefers to stick to more positively oriented and lighthearted content to provide escapism for his audience.
Hey guys, so if you're having a stressful day, this is the video for you.
Their videos are mostly scripted, but they include improvisation to enhance relatability. This, along with the clever use of editing techniques, like jump cuts, gives their videos a sense of unpredictability. They use sound effects to add to their content and non-diegetic background music to avoid awkward background silence. They include sketch cutaways for comedic effect and to enhance their storytelling. For example, rather than explaining what someone said, they often choose to reenact the person saying it. All this is incredibly valuable due to online audiences' often short attention spans. A film is more of a traditional, per se, platform than online websites like YouTube, as when most people think of visual media, they think of TV and movies, and online media is more of an afterthought, although this is quickly changing with today's millennial culture. Feature films have big budgets and are able to appeal to and reach mass markets, whereas YouTube offers a more niche viewership. People are inherently more likely to be exposed to a critically acclaimed, award-winning feature film as you are caught up in the net of advertising, whereas the content on platforms like YouTube has to be individually sourced or suggested. Without contemporary technologies, many individual voices would remain unheard and their stories untold. Films do this on a big scale and can introduce us to stories such as that of Saru's. Platforms such as YouTube have given rise to everyone with an internet connection being able to express a voice and have access to an audience. Both these technologies, films and YouTube, have a place and are valid in today's world, and allow individual stories to make and have an impact on society. Thanks for watching!